Aloha Thursday, March 20th, 2025. So, as I was saying yesterday, I don't know if you tuned in yesterday, but I was talking about how you are able to control the frequency of your emotions. And I wanted to dive into that a little bit further today because you and I are whole. We are whole. We always have been. That is exactly, when we meditate and we really bring our energy in and we start focusing on the nothingness in life and bringing that power back into ourselves and realizing that all the external outside of us is really just external, because really what resides inside ourselves, the power that we hold within ourselves, the judgments we hold within ourselves, what we have to be sovereign in our own mind. Because the things that we do believe about ourselves aren't really true. It's just old perception, old learning, old programs that we've been playing over and over and over and over for many, 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 many moons, many, many lifetimes, many generations. So what I'm trying to get at is that when we meditate, and why meditation is very important, it is VI to meditate. To center that self inside, to center your grounding, your wholeness of you. It's easy to become very external and let others' perceptions become our perception. Let others' truths become our truths. But that's not what it is. What it is that our own truth and what we believe about ourselves and how we hold our own self as leaders of our own us, the leader of us. So that is exactly what meditation is hacking your perception of time. Stepping out of the straight line and diving into one open time where past, present, and future adjust different angles of the same field. That's why deep meditation feels like eternity, right? Like sitting there in meditation. I don't know if you're practicing at this time or you're getting into it, but as you start really meditating and sitting in silence and really understanding how powerful silence really is, and just taking that time for yourself to really hone it down, bring it all the energy back into you of nothingness and quieting the mind, the monkey race, the rat race, whatever you want to call it, right? So this is why it feels like eternity, because to be able to go within and just silence the mind is power. It's true power, because you leave the programmed mind, right? I mean, we all run our own programs. And sometimes the programs that we run are just to keep us safe, because the unconscious doesn't know any different. It just knows you live that, so it's going to keep giving you more of that because you lived it. So now it's time to reprogram the programming that you've been running. If you want a different result, you got to shift. You got to shift your energy. You got to shift your frequency. Okay? The frequency. We'll keep this very, very just level playing. When I'm talking, it's frequency. A step into the real perception of consciousness. And in that perception, everything already happened and is still happening. You're not going anywhere. When you meditate, you're not. You're stuck. You're just there, right? You're there with yourself. Of complete you and no one else. And this is where you have choice. You have choice what you're thinking and what you decide that you're, observing, not absorbing. Because when you're first starting out in meditation, it takes practice, like anything else. Riding a bike, right? Walking, crawling, walking, running, like that. Driving, shifting. It's practice. And over time, it gets better and better and better because you take the time to do that. But to take the time to really have silence within your mind, it can be challenging. But it is the best and most healthiest thing, I believe, for me. When I meditate, it does, because I'm not going anywhere. An internal alchemy. The true alchemist is not looking for anything. Right? When we're worried, we're thinking about like in the future. When we have like regret, we're thinking of the past. That's why meditation is so important, to really center, and you are here in the moment, the here and the now, and that is what matters. And that's why they call it the present. Most of you probably heard that before, but it is a present time. It is a present, because this is the time that we are allowed to make the choice at this moment. Nothing in the past, nothing in the future can be ever, the past, you can't change it. You can't change the past. The past is the past. That's why we have to stop thinking of the past. Stop thinking of like what ifs, could, woulda, shoulda. We can do that all day long. And that just is not going to raise your frequency of what really is here in the moment, that you are able to change in your life, in your direction, and quantum leap by your thought, by your choices, by your thought, and how you raise your frequency. Because a thought is just only a thought. But when we give it life and nurture it and think about it, and now emotions that we have, certain emotions that we have our own definitions, right? We don't always all see the same thing. And even when we say certain words, some hold more weight than others, depending on our own definitions. So going back to like the whole internal alchemy, the true alchemist is not looking for anything. We're not. And we are all alchemists, because we're able to take our thought and make it tangible. Everything you look around in your, wherever you're at right now, in your room, a chair, or if you're outside, right? A chair right there, a table, something you're looking at. It was once in someone's mind. And it had to be created here for you to be looking at it. So, a true alchemist is not looking for anything. And as an alchemist, I remember and dissolve the illusions of separation and coagulate unity inside myself. Meaning, I made to dissolve all of those old programmings and really sit within my energy and understand that I am that I am. All the dark shadows and the light and everything is all combined in me. It makes me who I am. And that what makes me so unique from everybody. And you're unique, and you're unique, and you're unique. And you know what I'm saying? We're all unique in our own way. And how do we share gifts? So meditation really dissolves the false, right? Because we're able to sit within our own energy and really allow ourselves to pull our energy back into what once was whole is still whole, because we're not separated. We're all whole. Every one of us, we are whole. And it's good, because when we meditate, then the character is trapped in time and space, and I remember what I am. And that's frequency. We are all frequency. We attract what I believe. I attract what I believe, right? Transmitting antenna. I am a transmitting antenna all the time. Walking, broadcasting. I send and receive frequencies nonstop. And if you are an empath, you understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking to you, all you sensies, because I'm a very sensitive soul. And I can only imagine when things get so bombarded, like, right? I know it affects me. And that's when I know that I'm like, okay, I need to take some time and really reflect and meditate. And that's when centering my own energy really is necessary. But like I said, I send and receive frequencies nonstop. Emotions are frequencies that can be controlled. And that is so true because we have choice. And if emotions are frequencies that can be controlled, then we have abundance of any direction that we choose, what path we decide. We decide if the roadblocks or the crosswalks or these detours really need to be at which level. We can define it ourselves. We can define where we are going because of we have choice of our thoughts. So are you able to control the frequency of your emotions? That's my question. Are you able to control the frequency of your emotions? Let's start by understanding, are we above or below the line? You know, denser frequencies, what are dense below the line, or redlining it. Are you worried, fear, hate? Or are you above the line, gratitude, love, and inspiration? What are you today? Write in the comments below or put the thumbs up. It's time to look at and be aware. I attract what I believe, and the stories that are said over and over. It's time to shift. Nobody is responsible for my happiness but me. And that's sovereignty of my own mind. So, you ready? I am. I'm so ready. Today is March 20th and it's an eclipse or just something spectacular. I can feel it, the energy. I don't know if you guys can feel it. If you're an empath, you can totally feel this huge shift coming, and it's amazing. It's amazing in how it's showing up for me and how I can serve the community and serve, like when you're listening to my voice, like I said yesterday, there is no coincidence. You found me for a reason because you're resonating frequency. It's frequency. It's how we are vibrating is what we are attracting. So just with that, sending you so much love, light, and aloha with abundance.